Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope we've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Before I discuss today's case, I'd like to mention my Christian suspense book series, Never As It Seems. The first book in the series is available on Amazon, and you can read it on any device on the Kindle app. But you can get that for free if you get Kindle Unlimited, which is like Amazon's streaming service for books. You can get a 30-day free trial or get a 2-month free trial for 99 cents, and this will later turn into $9.99 every month. The link will be in the description box if you're interested. Now, today I'll be discussing a requested case of the mysterious death of Christian Andreacchio. I'm pretty familiar with this case, but I did need the refresher. This case is not only heartbreaking, but it's also very weird and strange. It seems like there wasn't a lot of looking into, and there are people who seem like they've got something to hide, and this isn't helpful, definitely not helpful when it comes to Christians' loved ones. Now, I encourage you all to do your own research with this case and not just look at my video for all of the information. Here we go. Christian Andreacchio was born on November 4th, 1992 in, I hope I'm saying this right, Meridian, Mississippi, to parents Todd and Ray Andreacchio. And I do know that Christian did have siblings. He had a brother named Josh and a sister named Alexa Ray. People did describe Christian as someone who was fun-loving, made friends easily, he was the life of the party, sociable, and he did love water, and because of this love of water, he was working on a boat. Christian, later on in his life, dated a girl named Whitley Goodman. At first, her family was pretty fond with her, even living with the family for a bit. Now, living with the family, they found out that Whitley didn't really have a functional childhood growing up, and Christian's family saw him as trying to be basically Whitley's knight in shining armor, who would look out for her since he was a pretty protective guy. Later on, things didn't really go smoothly while Whitley stayed with the family, so they pretty much asked her to kick rocks. Christian began making plans to move in with his older brother Josh, and Whitley followed along since she did need a place to stay. There was this one incident that occurred while Christian was working on this boat, and Whitley started asking questions like what if anything happened to him while working, and how she and her baby would be taken care of. Now, please take a note, Whitley wasn't pregnant, and I don't believe that she and Christian were even making plans to have any babies. So why asking about a baby in this situation is really, I don't want to say inappropriate, but not essential. Christian began looking into insurance because of Whitley's little concerns, but his parents advised him not to add her into any of that. And since the relationship was gradually growing toxic, Christian questioned whether his relationship with Whitley would even work. So in 2014, Christian is 21 at this point. Christian got a phone call from a friend of his named Dylan Swearingen, telling Christian that Whitley was driving around in Christian's new car. According to the coworkers on the boat, Christian kept getting these phone calls to the point where he said he was going to go back to his place and kick her out of, the apartment. On February 25th, 2014, Christian was allowed to leave work early, and his parents picked him up and drove him to the apartment, and unfortunately, that was the last time his family would ever see him alive. On February 26, 2014, which was the next day, Christian's parents received the worst news any parent could ever receive. They learned that their son Christian was no longer living. According to Christian's friend Dylan, Christian shot himself in the upstairs bathroom. Though devastated by Christian's death, the word suicide wasn't making any sense to Christian's family, especially when he got permission to leave the boat to go all the way back to his apartment only to wash his hands of Whitley. It also made no sense for Christian to want to commit suicide because he had these big dreams of being the captain on the boat at the age of 27, and sadly, he didn't reach that age. But Dylan told police that one time Christian and Whitley were fighting with their words to the point where Christian supposedly put a gun to his head asking Whitley if he loved him. But when Whitley was questioned about whether Christian ever spoke about harming himself, she said that she didn't think so. And I'm pretty sure, at least to me, things aren't looking really good in the 100-acre woods. That's not even the worst part. Tell me how there was gunshot residue on both Whitley and Dylan's hands. Like, yeah, things are getting really sketchy so far. When you think that something's not matching up, you'd think that the police would notice it too. And since that's what they're trained for and that's what they're paid to do, but the police didn't think any investigation was needed. Clearly, Christian's family wasn't having this, so they hired attorney Cynthia Speechums. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. They hired Cynthia to help her with their own investigation, rightfully so. Like, us common sense folk, Cynthia knew some stuff was sketchy too. Cynthia got a PI named Max Mays involved as well, and they discovered that Chief James Lee didn't even go up to where Christian's body was and wrapped the whole thing up saying it was suicide. But boy, like, how would you know that Christian killed himself if you didn't even see the body for yourself? Like, Ray, Christian's mother, met with Chief Lee, and he basically told her that it was a suicide and he wasn't looking any further. Doing some further digging, it was discovered that on the day that Christian supposedly killed himself, Dylan was caught on camera. You know, a camera? The thing you can see people's faces on? He was trying to withdraw every single penny Christian had in his bank account. Like, I'm a whole author and I can't even make this stuff up. Even Dylan told the police that he did this. And you mean to tell me that there was no red flags? Like, when Cynthia, the attorney, questioned Dylan about this, he claimed, oh, like, Christian wanted me to have it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not really sorry, but I'm not gonna take all of the money out of my so-called friend's bank account after my friend supposedly killed himself, like I'm granting some suicide wish. Now, bear with me, y'all, because I know this is a mess so far, and digging deeper is even a bigger mess. It was discovered that Dylan claimed to have seen blood on the stairs, but said he found Christian in the bathroom as he opened the door. So the door was closed while Christian supposedly killed himself. So that makes me even more confused. And let's talk about the gun. So the gun was found next to Christian's left thigh. And there's pictures on the internet, or like there's videos if you want to see exactly how it was placed on his left eye. But he was said to have shot himself in the head. So, like, the facts I'm coming up with, like, if this is a suicide, this is sounding like a very wacky suicide. Now, I know that there are deep sleepers out there in the world. Like, I even know of people who don't wake up to their loud alarm clocks. But I guess Whitley is one of those deep sleepers because she claims she didn't even wake up to the sound of the gunshot the day that Christian died. Once again, like, I know that there are deep sleepers. I even know of people who have slept through earthquakes, but it's like, there's gun residue on your hands, girl. Like, but, speaking of gun residue, Whitley claims she went to, like, the shooting range or something like that with a friend of hers named Matt Miller. But that was like 12 hours before Christian died. So this girl was basically saying that she was dirty by not washing her filthy hands. Nasty. There are also calls from Christian's phone that was made to Matt Miller, and I guess this would make sense since Christian also wanted to confront him about being with Whitley. According to Matt, Whitley hung out with him and his cousin Jet, but Whitley didn't shoot a gun because Matt said that she was too scared to. Matt also said that those calls were made by Whitley, even texting conflicting things about Christian's death. But what I'm trying to figure out is, why does Whitley have Christian's phone? In the bathroom, There was a bloody shirt and a bloody knife, but nope, no one wanted to process that stuff. And with most murder cases, there's a motive, and it's the theory that the motive is this. So, word was going around that Christian was drawing up this life insurance policy, and he did make really good money from his boating job. So, maybe Dylan and Whitley, if they had something to do with Christian's death, the theory is that maybe Dylan and Whitley wanted a piece of the pie. It's been almost 7 full years since Christian lost his life. Christian would have almost turned 29 this year if he were still alive. And it's so heartbreaking that he couldn't achieve the goals he longed to achieve. His family definitely doesn't believe Christian killed himself, and they're not going to give up searching for answers. My prayers are with them because I know it can't be easy dealing with the fact that their time with Christian was cut so short. The God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is a God of justice. If justice needs to be done in this case, he'll make sure that justice is served. I thank you all for taking the time in your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please like the button. If you do have any thoughts on this case, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you'd like me to cover, let me know. I will see y'all for the next True Crime Tuesdays, and I will talk to y'all later.